Hello, this is Geeks Assembled, and we are here for another Audio Heads. It's hosted by me, Susan, and I've got Lee here, and we're in the dead center of our Ray Bradbury weekend, and we just reviewed the three-part miniseries of The Martian Chronicles starring Rod Hudson. But this one is a BBC audio drama about Fahrenheit 451, and and it's it was done in the 70s, and it was broadcast in the 80s on BBC. I don't know, BBC 4, BBC 1, one of those two. Anyway, it's a good story. And it's pretty timely because they're burning books again in Kentucky and Tennessee in the United States, which is absolutely redonkulous. Redonkulous, I tell you. And so, yeah, they're just a bunch of turkeys. And I just don't know why this ends up being sort of a thing again. But yeah, I would I would say it wasn't too hard to listen to. Lee might have had some trouble with some of it. Yeah, but the thing that was really groovy about it was that you got more of a story that about the about the characters than about the philosophy behind it. But let me open this up and let me ask Lee, what's your opening thoughts? Bring it on, man! Bring it on!
I'll say the word. I'll start with the word what I absolutely hate. Narration. It didn't need it. It did not need every so often narration, and every time that happened, it put me off.
Mm-hmm.
But apart from that, all the acting when it was happening, because I was trying to put the narration out to the side and carry on with the story. It's a good story about books being banned in I don't know when it's set. It's just set in the future, isn't it?
Yeah, no date. Unlike the last one that we reviewed, there is no future time set in stone.
No, so books are banned. Any literature is banned. The firemen of the future are literally firemen. Instead of saving lives and putting out fires, they go around and burn books. And they don't. They always say that the firemen of the past is just a legend. It's not true that that's what they used to do. So yeah, when they do find out, people have got books hidden and stuff like that. They burn the house down, don't they? And talk to the people who've got the books and then mysteriously disappear.
Yep.
I don't think it's explained why books are banned. I can't remember if they said that in this.
It's kind of like a dystopian authoritarian future. That's kind of the reason behind it.
Yeah, there wasn't a plain explanation for it.
Well, there isn't one anyway.
No, yeah.
I mean, the reason that they're doing it in the United States right now, it doesn't make any sense.
I mean, there was a part in this where it was mentioned that burning of books is not a new thing. They was doing it in the past.
Right.
Some guy in was it Austria was burning books
In
back in the past and stuff like that.
that day.
Yeah.
And that's like that. That's why you think like, that's got to be the underlying reason for the Fahrenheit 451 one.
Well, Fahrenheit 451 is the temperature what paper burns at, isn't it?
Books burn, yeah.
Books burn. Yeah. So it's a good title. Well, there's a thumbs up for Ray Bradbury there. And I say the characterization of the of the characters, I can't fault them.
What do you think of the guy who played Guy Montag?
Michael Pennington. Yeah, he was perplexed. He was confused, and then he got the bug. He wanted to read more. He wanted to learn more.
Yep.
Which led, of course, to him being found out, and only because his wife ratted on him.
I know. Oh my God.
Played by the brilliant and beautiful Pamela Salem, who is a brilliant actress in this country, been in many, many things, especially Doctor Who. Yeah, and also then you've got the fire chief, BT, played by
Peter Miles.
Who always plays a brilliant villain. Especially if another Doctor Who connection, Nyder.
Yeah.
And then also we've got in here, we've got Peter Tudenham, who played Faber in this, who is well known for voice work. And if you're a fan of Blake Seven, Information.
It's Aurak and Zen.
And Slave.
Slave, yeah.
So you've got quite a few sci-fi stalwarts in this.
Yep, that's true.
But it's just, as you say, it's the secrecy of keeping the books, and then the way the fire warden sort of manipulates Montag, because he knows that he's got books.
Yeah, he knows that he gets it when like he stops showing up for work.
Yeah.
Like that's the clue. That's the biggest clue that he's got, but it works.
It works. It is a good story. It didn't drag. I mean, it was 1 hour and 30 minutes, I think it was. Didn't drag. It flew by. And
the book, like the audio book, which is entirely narration, takes like 6 hours to read.
Oh, this is why I don't like narration.
Right, but this didn't have that much. See, okay, here's where I'm going to interject and argue a bit, because of the difference between the audio book and this book, this audio drama.
Yeah.
There just wasn't that much narration. I mean, yeah, it may have been a little extra, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But the reality is like there was just so much. There was just so much good stuff that needed to be told. That they just made the decision to do it all with narration, and yeah, I can see where that would really send you a different direction, because I know your opinion about narration, but
narration bores me. Once narration starts, I sort of drift off, and if the drama doesn't grab me back and pull me back in again, then all hope is lost. You know what I mean?
I know what you mean. Yeah, I get it.
But as you said, there was more audio drama than narration. I admit that.
Yeah.
Um,
So, what's your favorite moments in it?
oh, the scene where, I mean, it wasn't explained. There's several scenes. It wasn't explained. He came home from work and his wife tried to commit suicide,
Right.
getting all the pills. That wasn't. That was, he soon got in touch with whoever, and they came out and sorted her out. But she couldn't remember the next day of doing it, and it was a bit strange. And it wasn't really explained what was going on there.
Right.
But the scene where he was talking to the medic, or who was, that'll be 50. Just want to give a check or whatever it is. But yeah, doctors never come out anymore. You don't need a doctor. Well, hold on, she's just tried to commit suicide.
Yeah.
But this is the future, what maybe it's all done that way. Other scene was the confrontation scene with Beatty and Montag outside his house,
Yeah.
where sort of Beatty was egging him on and egging him on. Go on, burn me. If you go on, court, and he did.
Yeah.
And then he turns around and says, if he wanted me to do that.
Yeah.
So that I don't know what was going on there in Beatty's mind, unless he wanted a way out of all of it.
Yeah.
And I mean, third favorite moment was near the end with where he meets the two people on the train tracks who were authors in their day.
Yeah.
And they've told him, you are now these books. You are this book, you're that book. Now destroy the books. So all the way through this is he wanted to save the books. He wanted to save the books to cherish and read them. He gets to the end of it. He has to burn the books, destroy the books, memorize the books. You will become the books.
Yep.
And you will spread it that way from your memory.
Yep.
Which I thought was a brilliant scene.
Yeah, and that's basically what excuse me, the Book of Eli, that science fiction show from a few years ago. That's kind of what it is. You become the book that you've got access to. You memorize it and read it and stuff. And so that's got to be my favorite scene too. Go ahead.
No. I only picked 3 scenes there, so.
Yeah, that one's got to be my favorite. Was when they were like, you're now the book, and that their escape through that whole process was just, how they were kind of how they were hiding from everybody, and that subterfuge that they would do to get together, and then the fact that you had to memorize the books and stuff like that, and that was incredible. And then the other one that was great was the way it was when they were talking on the train or whatever. That was great. And let's see, the part that I just remember it being so much like the book, like the book itself, is that the conversation between Montag and his wife was it was yeah, it was really, really deep and heartbreaking, kind of, because she was being manipulated so hard by the whole. Obviously, she was the center point of the quote unquote investigation and stuff like that. That she was, she was being basically had to live a double life or whatever, and she, the way that she is in the story, her personality, the reality of who she was in the story was like she was she was the kind of person that was pretty simple and couldn't really cope with that much extra stuff. And so, yeah, those conversations were really incredible and intense. And so, yeah, that led to, the way that his captain was like that, like using it. And yeah, that was amazing. So I really liked that bit, but go on.
I mean, going to an earlier part in the drama was when he was walking with the young girl Clarice,
Yeah,
and that was like an innocent conversation, asking him, "Don't you ever read the books?" And telling him the stories about firemen in the past putting out fires and
yeah,
stuff like that. And then the last thing she said to him as she went to her home, when he said, "Oh, all the lights are on. Oh, it'll be the family and my uncle that just talk and talk." And she turns to him and says, "Are you happy?" And I think that's just a brilliant scene, that, because that was just the start of him thinking. He had all that information there about the firemen of years ago, and then putting the ideas into his head about reading the books. And
yep,
then, "Are you happy?" It was
yeah,
just a good scene.
yeah. She like that was rich. Like that was, you know, she she was a real manipulator, and
Yeah.
she knew all the buttons to push on Montag anyway.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
But then, of course, she ended up being was it killed in a road traffic accident? I think it was.
yeah.
And her family moved away.
Moved away in a big hurry. Yeah, like he was like, I spoke with this woman and she was right there in this apartment, and they're like, oh, they're gone.
Yeah, books again, I think. But
Oh,
it's a pretty good drama. BBC do great radio dramas. I do tell us, they do.
yeah, agree.
Um, Nearly as good as Big Finish.
Yeah, it was good.
Nah, I think they're on par.
No, like Big Finish is a whole nother level. Big Finish does do amazing stuff.
But there again, Big Finish is licensed by the BBC.
Right, but the and BBC does all things in all different genres and all different like literary veins, but Big Finish sticks to like these core program decisions, and so like that makes it a little different because BBC can do everything. There's no limit.
That's true.
So what's the limit on this? What's your
Well, my final say and score.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, I niggled about the narration. Yeah, okay. So it's not going to get full whack.
I
I
knew
enjoyed
it.
I enjoyed it. So for me, it's going to get 8 complete works of Ray Bradbury out of 10.
Oh, good. Very good. And that is actually a heck of a lot better than I thought. And so, but this was a better done piece than the Martian Chronicles, which I think the story's like 10 to 12 hours long is all, but it's only twice as long. So this TV show that we watched was would have done really good if they stuck to about an hour and a half, 2 hours for part one. And
We'll have to find out how long the I think it's Big Finish did a audio adaptation. I think it was Big Finish of the Martian Chronicles a few years ago. I'd love to know how long that was.
yeah, I would too. Now it's my my interest is piqued about that. I didn't realize that. I don't know everything that Big Finish does, so
I do.
I know you do. I know. Jeez, I know you do. Jeez, I know everything about Big Finish.
Yeah, no, I don't. Not really.
All right. Well, yeah, those stacks of audio dramas from Big Finish that are right over your shoulder are just like a little clue that this is actually reality of. And yeah, anyway, so yeah, what's your oh, yeah, I guess I will. Oh yeah, you said 8. Okay.
Yeah.
So in my mind, because this went and had so much I guess so much energy and life, and it was I mean the parts were about the where you know the the husband and wife were talking, and that was so emotional. And then yeah, the manipulation of everybody else around them, that was great. And so I'll give this a 9.5 burnt books out of 10. And I just like to say that if you're burning books and you're not reading them and memorizing them, you are an idiot and you need to stop, because in reality, you're just an authoritarian, and you have and you're not the author. And like that's the difference. Like those who like books are keen to be the author, are keen to write a story, write a reel. And you who are burning books are not yeah, are authoritarians. And I think that as an authoritarian, I will say that you need to be careful that you don't bring on these post-apocalyptic or dystopian future things. It's just it's ridiculous. Anyway, all that to be said, I really enjoy this, and I enjoy doing these, and I just like you to subscribe, because there are lots of there's lots. We do them every week. We do we've done like nearly 900 podcasts now, and
Going that way, yeah.
yeah, and we are happy that you've taken this time to watch this podcast, and thanks for liking it and subscribing and hitting the notification bell, because you'll get you'll find out that we put out about 2 things a week, 2 podcasts a week, which is great. It's gives you something to watch on a slow time in your and you will learn to love the banter between Lee and I, and about these great things. Oh my gosh. And if you'd like to join us, to do the banter, you can leave us a message and get in touch, and we'd be happy to have you. If you're 18, if you got a camera, microphone, some sort of device to record and to join us on. And also, if you are if you're interested in doing geeky things, that's basically all that we ask. And we'd like you to leave a comment below and just involve yourself in our Facebook groups, our social media, and our our reality. So thank you.
Reality.
And don't burn books. Don't burn books. No. It's a real big no. Yep.